Vishmaya in San Francisco. And I'm starting a new thing, compliments of Uranus and Taurus in my 6th house, where I'm going to try to do weekly video updates because I write the weekly horoscope. So I thought, why don't I start making weekly video updates to try to honor my Taurus 6th house energies, since Uranus is shaking that up right now. How are you guys all feeling with Uranus now in Taurus? I've heard some really interesting stories, everything from doorknobs breaking, people's Tauruses that I know had their car window smashed, but that kind of just happens in San Francisco, unfortunately, and other kinds of crazy things like just freak accidents, which I sadly had with my sweet little baby. He's taking the snooze behind me, Harpo, somewhere. Where did he go? Oh yeah, he's hiding. Oh my god, he's hiding in the pillows back there. I don't know if you can see. It's a little bit dark in my apartment. I always make these nightly videos, very Scorpio. He's actually literally hiding behind the pile of pillows back there. Anyway, so we just had a couple of really powerful things happen. One is Venus just went into Cancer today. It's Saturday. I'm making the video Saturday. So this is a weekly update. We could say starting today, Saturday. What day is it? I don't even know anymore. It is the 19th of May. So Venus just went into Cancer this morning. That's been a big shift. It left Gemini, so we're a little bit less ADD in our relationships right now. And, you know, what we love, Venus shows what we love, how we relate. So we might be feeling a little less all over the map, and now we can get a little more Cancerian, which makes us more nostalgic, a little more sentimental, a little more emotional, because Cancer is a water sign and it's cardinal water. So we start thinking more about family, the past, and, you know, our emotional connections. So this is a time when, although the sun is about to ingress into Gemini tomorrow, so we're going to still have the Gemini energy for sure, and I definitely feel that kind of mixture of the Gemini Cancer right now. And because Venus is moving into Cancer, or just moving into Cancer rather, we're going to have an opposition to Saturn coming up this week. So our relationships are getting tested, commitments are getting tested, and we'll be feeling like, in general, I feel this is a week of working on emotional mastery. Now, if we bring in the first quarter moon energy of Virgo, which kicks in on Monday, and I'll give you a little breakdown of how that affects all 12 signs, which I also write about on SaturnSisters.com. You can get the full forecast of that too in written form. It'll be different because I'm just doing this kind of off the cuff now. It'll be different than what I wrote because I wrote it a couple weeks ago. But for all of us with the first quarter moon in Virgo, we're all feeling the need to get organized in that Virgo area of our chart. We're feeling the need to make a list, to purify, to streamline, to cleanse, to declutter. Just get it in its more pure and improved form. So again, depending on where Virgo falls in your chart, you're probably feeling like, okay, it's time to really get things together, you know, cull it together right now. So let's go through the 12 signs. That actual first quarter moon, if you're on the West Coast, is happening at 9 o'clock, like 8:49 p.m. And if you're on the East Coast, it's 10:03. Oh, wait, hold on. No. 11:49 p.m. Yeah, is the first quarter moon. Okay. So Aries, it's like double the theme. So for you, it really has a lot to do with your work and health house. It's the Virgo house. So it has a lot to do with for you really, like, literally getting healthy, getting organized with your work, your daily schedule, getting projects out the door that you've been putting off and procrastinating, because Aries tend to like to start things and not finish them. But this is a great time to actually like sit down, make the list, like just scratch everything off your to-do list that you've been procrastinating or avoiding for God knows how long. This is the week to get it done. And if there's any like health or wellness improvements you want to make, if you wanted to start a cleanse, or you wanted to just get sugar out of your diet or carbs or whatever it is that you want to purify in your diet, this is the great week to do it. Or to get back to the gym, or to, you know, whatever yoga class or whatever you do for wellness, this is a great week to revamp your commitment to that. Especially with Venus opposite Saturn, it's a great week for all of us to revamp our commitments to whatever we feel emotionally pulled to commit to. So, okay, Taurus. For you, this has to do with your love life and your heart and your what brings you joy and pleasure in your life. So I would recommend making a list of what you need to commit to in terms of and how you can ritualize the things that you really love and the things that you feel bring you more happiness in your life, more joy. And that might mean like just having more rituals, having more creative outlets, making more time for what you love and who you love is a great way to celebrate this first quarter moon in Virgo in your 5th house. Gemini, you probably feeling like a hermit this week. You might need to just, hunker down and tune the world out and keep your social plans really light. I mean, Venus just left your sign, so you're probably feeling like you just need a break right now from all the socializing, so you can just kind of geek out at home on your projects like you love to do and, get all super organized. And it might mean that you just want to like clean your house too and like get all of that like in top, tip-top shape. So this is a great week for that. You can be a hermit. And Cancer, for you, this is your 3rd house of communication. It's a great week for you to finally have that conversation, make the phone call, get the emails finished and out the door. Again, the to-do list, like make it all happen. If there's, any kind of communication you've been putting off, this is the week to do it and just get it all done. Leo, this is your money house, and it's also your house of values. So this is a great time to sit down with the bank budget, your bank statements, your budgets, your financial advisor, or just with yourself to sit down and think about how you want to make more money, or how you want to save more money, or how you want to really like turn your talents into making money. This is a great week for that. And again, for all the signs, make lots of to-do lists. Virgo loves to-do lists, loves list making and rituals. So make any of this into a ritual too. Daily rituals. Virgo loves that. And for all signs too, don't overthink it, don't obsess, don't get OCD about it. That's the negative Virgo potential, to get neurotic and overthink, overdo, and try to make it perfect. You don't need to do that. Okay, let's see, where are we? Okay, so Virgo, of course. Well, I was just talking about you. So for you, it's your physical body, your appearance, your persona. So you may be feeling like you want to, in some way improve or streamline that and, or change, maybe change something. As I'm changing my necklace, it's like choking me. It's a choker, but maybe you need, Virgo, you want to, there's somewhere you want to, I always hesitate because I don't want you to become like obsessed about your appearance and persona, because that's already an issue sometimes. But if there are like small tweaks that you want to make, this is a good week for it. And also just to put the focus on you and taking better care of yourself. So this is a good self-care week. Libra, this is a great week for getting more beauty sleep, rest, rejuvenation. Tuning the world out is your 12th house, so you need a break. You need more soul time. You need to like just have a Netflix binge or a movie binge, or like lots of baths, lots of healing time, just like soul time this week. So don't feel guilty if you have to say no to people and disappoint people or whatever. Just say no. Just keep your social calendar really light this week. Scorpio, this for you is different. It's your social house. So you probably have a lot of friends wanting to spend time with you this week, but you are probably feeling the need to get really organized in terms of your long-term goals and like what you want to do with your collaborations and the community that you're involved with. You're thinking long-term right now. You're wanting to get really organized and kind of get everything into proper structure and framework that you can really focus on and make stuff happen. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed, like you have to just sit down and like, get it all detailed out. So this is a good week for that. And Sagittarius, this is your career house, 10th house. So what I was just saying for Scorpio is similar for you. And I'm Scorpio sun, Sagittarius rising, so I feel both of these. And I am doing just that on Monday, which I didn't even realize when I scheduled it, but I'm thinking about my long-term goals and visions in my career and trying to get it really organized. And I'm going to actually be meeting with someone on Monday who helps me, like my advisor, who really helps me get all of that in, actually in very Virgo mode where it's running more efficiently. Otherwise, it can just get really messy without that kind of guidance. So if you have somebody like that in your life, or you can just be that for yourself, just sit down, and I have to do that myself too. Helps sometimes if you have somebody that can like walk you through it too. But to sit down and make those lists, of like what you need to do to take your career to the next level, Sag, or your projects or your vision. And we need all the details worked out this week. This is the week of details. Sun's in Gemini, first quarter moon in Virgo. It's the detail week. Okay, Capricorn. For you, it's about, you're probably seeking out some, mentors or teachers or courses of learning or even travel experience, things to expand your horizon that you can then bring back to your daily life, to your work. You're looking for sources of inspiration this week, and it's a great time to make lists of all the things you want to do, places you want to travel, teachers you want to hit up, mentors you want to talk to, coaches, whoever helps you out, wherever you get the wisdom. This is the week to make the list to make sure you're taking care of all that. Aquarius. Okay, so this is your 8th house, which tends to stir up a lot of your deeper fears and the kind of whatever's in the psychic basement rumbling around that you haven't wanted to look at. It's time to kind of clean that out and face your fears, face your insecurities, and if it helps to process, write it out. Just don't let it obsess your, don't get obsessed with it. Don't become consumed by it. Just face any false evidence appearing real, any fears, false evidence appearing real. It's not real. Just let it come up and get it out of your system, purify it. It's kind of like an alchemical week for you, Aquarius, so just don't buy into the fear. But it is a good death rebirth week for you. Pisces, this is your one-to-one relationships, your 7th house contracts, clients. So you're thinking about how you can, if it's clients, you're probably thinking about how you can work in a more, how you can upgrade your level of relating, basically, and how you can help them more. And that might be about structures that you put in place. And even with your close relationships, you might be having certain conversations where you can get down to whatever needs to be discussed, details that you've been overlooking. It's all going to come to the foreground now. And you'll be looking at how to balance the Pisces, which tends to just not deal with details. And then your shadow side, which can be a little bit obsessed with details. So those are kind of coming face to face this week. But relationships will be a big theme for you for sure this week. Okay, we did all 12 signs, and now, let's see, did I forget anything that I wanted to talk about? So, I would just say in terms of all of us dealing with the Uranus and Taurus energies to continue to stay really grounded, because in order for the Uranian energy, which is the Kundalini, the masculine Kundalini, to awaken in us, we have to be extremely grounded and connected to the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra. So you do whatever it takes to stay grounded, walk barefoot, eat root vegetables, get enough sleep, be consistent, be on a routine, take good care of your body, just be in your body, most importantly. So we need more of that than ever right now to kind of manage the energies. A lot of people are feeling a little bit freaked out and kind of they're having a breakdown. And that's because something's getting broken up inside. So I hope that everyone is feeling the sort of the electrifying energy of the Uranian influence without it being too disruptive in a way that, like my poor little dog who's still healing from his injury from Uranus going into Taurus. He's a Taurus rising, but he's coming along. He had a breakthrough with his healing as soon as that happened. So it can be breakthroughs. It can be a lot of miracles happening, a lot of great things happening. Our value systems are shifting, all of us. So anyway, I'd love to hear what's happening for you. Drop me a line, and I'm going to be at UAC next week, actually, when that Venus-Saturn opposition is happening, which, did I give you the date for that? It's actually happening on Saturday, which is the day of my talk. So if you happen to be in Chicago at UAC, please come to my talk. I'm going to be going in depth about using the horoscope as a tool for individuation, because that's the work I do with all my clients. And we'll be really focusing on how using the 12th house, Saturn, and the sun, understanding that combination. I'll be sharing a lot of chart examples of iconic people that I've worked with in my Project 40s that I think really illustrate the individuation process, and then my clients that have agreed to let me share their charts. I'm going to be sharing that with you as well. So I hope to see you. I'd love to meet you in person if I've never met you, and I'm looking forward to seeing my astrology family there as well during the Venus and Cancer energy. So anyway, thanks so much for thanks for walking, and thanks for watching, and have a fantastic week.